So in this video, we're going to look at graphics editing, and we're going to have a look at different ways of editing a file. Let's open up this file here. So first of all, make sure you go to your Teams. So I'll search for Teams, and you search for Teams, and on here, download the files that I'm going to tell you. So we just go to your Teams, ICT, Mr. Anthony, Files, Graphics Editing, and you can basically select each one of these and download them. Once you download them, you can then open them up, and you'll have to unzip it, and it will look like this. Now let's open up one of these images. I'm going to start off with this one here. Right click, open with paint.net, and we're going to open this up. And let me just minimize these as well. If I go view and content view, I can see and just make sure when I do view that show and the file extension names is ticked. I can see the names of the file extension, the type, the dimensions, the size, and the size. We can see that this one is huge. It's massive. Okay, it wouldn't be suitable for a website. Okay, but if we come back to this image here, we could do lots to this. So maybe I want to maybe just focus in on the image. So I can select, or the house I should say, so I can focus on that house like so. So I can select this house, and then image, crop to selection, and it will now focus on that particular piece. I can then go to image, and I can flip it. I can flip vertically, which means it will flip it upside down, or I can flip horizontal. So have a go yourself. Make sure you've cropped it. You've cropped it, and then you flipped it. So, okay. Pause the video and then come back, and then we'll start again. So the next bit, we've had a look at flipping. You can also rotate an image. So if I rotate it, it will rotate it clockwise 90 degrees. I can rotate it anti-clockwise. Have a go. If I zoom in, Control plus, I can zoom in. Okay, like so. I can image and resize. So I can resize this image. Now there's something called maintain aspect ratio. So 223 is my height. So I can change my width by 400. If I don't change this, press OK, it then makes it narrower, but it squishes it. Okay, because the height doesn't change. If I try this time resize, but I tick maintain aspect ratio, when I type 400, it will change the height at the same time. So I can press OK, and it'll change the height at the same time. Okay, so that's about changing the width. Now you just change the size. We can also go to adjustments. So things like brightness, if you want to change the brightness, and I can change the brightness of the image, or make it darker. Maybe I'll add more. So I can change the contrast as well and the brightness. I can adjust. I can add water level like so. When I save things, I can go File, and I can Save As, and I can change the name. So I can change it maybe to 9, and I can change different file types, so PNG, JPEG, BMP. Obviously TIFF wouldn't be good for a website, but you could change it to a PNG, for example, or a bitmap. And I can say save there. And then here I can change the bit depth, color depth. And by changing the color depth, I can, you can change the file size as well. So maybe I change it from 32 to 8-bit, which will reduce the file size. Okay. Let's open up another image. So we have this file here. This is a huge file. It's a TIFF, which is not suitable for a website. Okay, so you want to open it up, and because it's not suitable for a website, we want to change the file. So we need to File, Save As, and we need to change this to a JPEG. Okay, so let's change this to a JPEG, and then we save it. It's going to ask us, it's going to save this as 3.6 megabytes. I can make this smaller if I want. Okay, so it will make it smaller, and I can press OK. Now this is a manta. I can't see that manta. The best way is to select, and I can just select the I can select what I want, and it will crop everything outside this area. And what that does is by zooming in, by zooming in and cropping what I don't need, I can focus on the actual subject. So in here, I can't see my subject, but now I crop, I can see my subject, which is the manta. Okay, and I can see it lovely and clear. Okay, and again, have a go at this yourself. Make sure you're doing this with me. Okay, I can resize this image. It's still very big, so let's change this to 400. By maintaining aspect ratio, it keeps the height. Press OK, it keeps that. I can flip it horizontal, which flips it the other way. I can change the brightness and the contrast, for example. So maybe I want to make the contrast a bit there, like so. Okay. And obviously I can save it. So I can save as, maybe say I want to save it as Manta 2 this time. Save, it's 44. I can make this smaller, and it will make the file size. So this is the bit rate. I can make this smaller, and it will make the file size smaller. And the final bit I want to show you is if I go into this one, which is Manta, and hopefully it will work with this one. Now, over here, I've got loads of fishes. Maybe I don't want them to appear. So I could go over to the cloned stamp. So over here, what I need to do is first click on a part, so I can remove parts of the image. So first I need to select what I want to replace it with, and then it has a dot, and then I can just color it in. Okay, now I can make this bigger. And you can see I can remove different parts. If I want to select a new part, I hold down Control, select a new part, and then I can do the same again. And I'm removing different parts of the image. Okay, so that's about using the clone tool to remove parts of the image you don't want. Maybe you've got some people on a picture and you want to remove them. Okay, make sure you've worked this yourself. You've done this along with me. Okay, so you watched, paused, and done at the same time.